If you were ordered by the President to restart the CIA's use of enhanced interrogation techniques that fall outside of the Army Field Manual, would you comply?
Senator, absolutely not. Moreover, I can't imagine that I would be asked that by the President-elect or then President. But I'm very clear. I voted for the change that put the Army Field Manual in place as a member of Congress. I understand that law very, very quickly, and am also deeply aware that any changes to that will come through Congress and the President.
And regular order.
And regular order, yes, ma'am, yes. Absolutely. With respect to the outlines of what's in the Army Field Manual, there's no doubt in my mind about the limitations it places not only on the DoD, but on the Central Intelligence Agency, and I'll always comply with the law.
What do you consider the greatest threat the United States of America faces today, and what person brings the greatest threat to our country that wants to do us harm?
So it's always hard to rack and stack, especially in times of turmoil around the world that we find today, but let me give it a throw. So I begin with the threat from terrorism as it extends into the homeland. If you ask what was the most immediate threat, I think it's certainly that. That is, it presents the most immediate threat to the personal risk to a person living in South Central Kansas. And so we need to be...
A country associated with that?
Oh, boy, there are too many to name, but let's start with the activity that's taking place today in Syria and Iraq and the threat that terrorists pose, both Sunni and Shia terrorists, opposed to the United States. So ISIS and Al-Qaeda would be the primary organizations today, but it extends far beyond that. We've also seen challenges from radical Islamic terrorism in Southeast Asia.
Do you believe terrorism is the highest threat that we face? I mean, I'm just saying in the position you have right now, the unclassified position you have right now in your experience.
In the near-term threat to life and limb of Americans, yes. I'd put North Korea, China, and Russia right up there alongside them.
Which one has the weapons to do us harm?
Oh, goodness. So the nuclear powers are the ones that have the biggest threat to do catastrophic harm to the United States.
And which person in the world do you, in your estimation, has the desire to do us the most harm?
Boy, to ask me for a singular individual is really a tough question, Senator Manchin. The list is long.
There's a lot of them?
Yes, sir.